we're Oliver Johnson, Jamie Dunn, Young Kwong, Dan King, Will Wallace, and we worked on AUSTRAC for scenario 3. So AUSTRAC, it's a financial regulator. It regulates about 15,000 businesses. It works with APRA, ATO, other financial regulators, as well as other entities in the ecosystem. The main issues that they're faced by when trying to recruit talent, one is that they're a small organization. Next slide, Jamie. And this means that talent may have a lack of progression within the organization. Secondly, they regulate a pretty complex regulatory environment, and there's a lot of policy and legislation that manages it. And the graduates that they're looking to hire may not have those skills or awareness. And finally, is the staff cap, which is affecting all APS agencies. The average staffing level and the SES cap. This led to a preference for temporary contracts.
AUSTRAC's organisational culture of accountability, courage, empowerment, inclusivity, and unity encourages talented employees to join them. Inclusivity is highlighted in AUSTRAC's Diversity and Inclusion Program, which strives to act on issues such as disability access, Indigenous employment, and gender equality through working with member organisations and partner agencies. AUSTRAC also places focus on safety and wellbeing in the workplace and complies with the Work and Safety Act and the Safety Rehabilitation and Compensation Act through preventative methods of proactive risk management, injury management, and wellbeing initiatives. And there are no work health and safety incidents during 2019 to 20. The implementation of corporate social responsibility through such actions and compliance with policies can boost employee morale and retention. And AUSTRAC has even paid over $70,000 for recruitment advertising. However, this is done through an intermediary, and due to loss of control over the communication channel, AUSTRAC may have to alter their current advertising method to better suit their conditions.
Moving on to the models, Schneider's attraction, selection, and attrition theory suggests that organisations as a whole attract, select, and retain individuals with values that are consistent with the organisation's workplace culture and company values. Attraction. This relates to the employee recruitment and job search phase of the employment cycle. Employees become attracted to working at different types of companies due to their personal preferences and innate values, which may or may not be in line with their chosen company. If the job seeker values are compatible with AUSTRAC, this should see job seekers apply for a role within the company, and this is crucial for AUSTRAC's ability to attract top talent towards the company. The selection process involves AUSTRAC evaluating the qualifications and values of a candidate. This allows the company to select specific individuals which meet the values of the chosen company, such as AUSTRAC. This process allows AUSTRAC to hire individuals with similar psychological traits that should be fit for the job, and thus they will be retained within the business. The attrition stage. This refers to the end of the employee life cycle, where employees are either made redundant or resign, contributing towards employee turnover. This may be caused by individuals losing passion or interest towards their role, or their psychological values are no longer in line with the company. This also allows AUSTRAC to resign or made redundant individuals that are no longer useful for the company, and allow them to gain top talent through these vacant roles.
Assessing AUSTRAC against Christoph's person organisation fit. So here we're looking at Gen Z and what are their job seeker characteristics and how that can align with AUSTRAC. Gen Z, out of a Deloitte study, it was discovered they share the same values as their parents. They value responsibility, thoughtfulness, and determination. They're also heavily influenced by social media and a very strong brand, and they really connect with that. However, out of the same study from Deloitte, HR recruiters and Gen Z themselves realize that they lack key skills such as problem solving, critical thinking, and communication. With 37% of Gen Z expressing concern that technology is weakening their interpersonal relationships and ability to develop people skills. This is a real issue because communication is how you retain knowledge from the older staff who are already working there at AUSTRAC. When Gen Z go out and seek organizations to work for, first of all, they're going to prioritize a positive workplace culture. Secondly, they're going to look at the financial rewards / benefits. Thirdly, their ability to work flexibly. And fourth, opportunities for continuous learning. So how can AUSTRAC align their PO fit? First of all, focus on positive workplace culture. This is something AUSTRAC's already doing, and they should be commended for it. Second, continue offering flexible working arrangements. With COVID, all other organizations are already doing this, and they've got to keep on doing that. With spend signaling theory, AUSTRAC has to make sure to align the fit to Gen Z, and they should ensure that they are updating their channels and aesthetics so that Gen Z doesn't have to do as much inferring as they ordinarily have to do.
To the 5 C's analysis, this involves firstly the customer. For the most part, this demographic is Generation Z. These young people are entering job seeker market and have a lot of choice as to where they seek their employment, and is likely to prioritize workplace, which will give them the industry experience. The company, AUSTRAC, can offer the experience and unique financial intelligence space to give employees access to a wide range of professional networks. This includes the opportunity to collaborate with businesses and other financial regulatory enforcement organizations. Competitors, AUSTRAC has some difficulty hiring due to the scarcity of talent, partly due to the high private sector demand for qualified employees. Private sector businesses tend to offer greater remuneration for talented employees rather than AUSTRAC due to salary caps. The collaborators, AUSTRAC collaborates with both the financial industry and financial regulatory / intelligence services to combat criminal activity. These involve Westpac, CBA, APRA, ATO, ASIC, and the ACIC. Moving on to the context. As a result of COVID-19 restricting activity and movement, there has been an increase in sophistication and a spike in financial crime. To combat this, AUSTRAC has and other financial authorities have required more personnel to meet the threat posed to the Australian financial system.
For the strengths, AUSTRAC has a strong integrity framework, so this is important to new graduates, particularly as they come through a era of post Royal Banking Commission, and they'll strengthen the integrity of the union. They have an employment engagement score of 81 for 2020, and also have a strong brand. The weaknesses are that they have a smaller budget. Opportunities, they will be able to choose from a large employment pool of 450,000 people. They also will be able to employ outside of Canberra due to advancements in working from home. The threats they face is the constant improvement in cyber fraud, so they'll have job requirements changing consistently. Next slide, please. For the total market, that is the 450,000 workers mentioned previously. There is, for the segment dimensions, cyber security specialists, financial transaction specialists, both of those combined, and also software developer in the financial world. The profile for each segment involves their job description and how they adapt to those challenges that they face. Next slide, thanks. The assessment based on those profiles is that the last two make more sense because AUSTRAC has a smaller nature and therefore need the best employees that they can grab. The target market itself is looking at younger demographic, so a shorter term horizon, and had experience in those fields. For positioning, AUSTRAC would position itself to a postgraduate younger demographic and had experience previously, and therefore lie in the segment 3 and 4.
Moving on to the marketing mix. Product, which represents the available jobs. To attract employees, AUSTRAC should display the specific details of the role, giving the potential for employees to gain a more in-depth idea of the types of activities and roles that they will be involved in within the company. In turn, this allows AUSTRAC to gain access to specialised candidates for their available roles in the short to medium term through observing the product that AUSTRAC presents. Price, this represents the wages. They offer competitive salaries ranging from 64,000 to 150,000 in the public sector. This could provide AUSTRAC with leverage over competing companies in attracting employees as they provide competitive salaries. Overall, this could be a major factor in increasing their ability to attract talent towards the company. For promotion, promotion is crucial for capturing their desired market. It is then recommended that AUSTRAC interact with social media channels such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube to advertise their vacant roles, as these platforms are where these individuals are most active. As a result of this, the awareness and presence of AUSTRAC should increase within the Gen Z individuals, giving them the ability to interact with AUSTRAC. For place, to successfully overcome the scarcity of talent AUSTRAC, it is recommended they offer these jobs in various places, such as career websites, such as LinkedIn or Seek, which in effect creates the opportunity to gain access to ability to capture a pool of applicants, for their job role. Overall, this should see a reduction of the scarcity of talent in the labour market. Through deriving these implications throughout the presentation, it is then recommended that AUSTRAC should target specific demographics such as postgraduate Gen Z, evolving advertising channels, leveraging existing networks through contact with universities and other government agencies to potentially grab hold of specialized individuals with top talent, as well as using their opportunity to gain talent through internal, which allows them to establish a growth path for individuals and young people working for the company to improve their skills and promote the pipeline of talent that's required for the company to be successful over the long term.